Hi, it's Andy again, and we continue our series, Route 66, Discovering God on Our Journey, as we look for God's glory in each of the 66 books. And last week we saw God's glory with the Ark of the Covenant, and how wherever it went, there was destruction and death and turmoil. First in the area of the Philistines after they captured the Ark, and then even back in Beth Shemesh when the Ark returned to Israel. So it was sent off to this place called Kiriath Jearim, where it remained in the house of a man named Abinadab for 20 years. Well, we pick up the story this week in 2 Samuel, and something has happened between those stories. Israel has now called for a king. We want a king that we can see and hear and even touch, so to speak, as opposed to just allowing God to be their king. But God obliges and sends first Saul, and now David is king as we pick up the story, and his kingdom has just been moved to Jerusalem. And it's time to bring the ark home. So he goes to Kiriath Jearim, and they begin to bring it back, and as they do, an oxen stumbles, and a man reaches out to touch it. And that man, Uzzah, dies. And a lot of people have a lot of concern over the fact of why would Uzzah die, but there was a lot of things that were going on that shouldn't have been going on. David had done a lot of good things, but now it was time for God to make sure that David knew that it was he, God, who is still in charge. And so David, in his anger, because this man has died, sends this ark off to another man called Obed-Edom. And the Bible says that this man was tremendously blessed in the months that it was in his home. This man would actually go on to have 8 sons, all of whom, including Obed-Edom, would serve in the temple, would be guards at the south gate. We can find this in 1 Chronicles and then later in 2 Chronicles. But we're going to be talking about the Ark's journey from Kiriath Jearim to Jerusalem this week. I hope you'll join us. If you're unable to join us, again, check out our Facebook page for the church, and you can catch the notes, part of the notes, as I'll be posting them throughout the week next week. But I hope you'll join us this week as we continue to see God's glory through the Ark of the Covenant, this time in the life of David.